Hi, and welcome to episode 2 of the Don't Quit Your Day Job podcast with Mike, Keith,
and Adam.
That's right. Now, today we're doing a special podcast. We're doing a holiday edition. So, stay tuned, and we'll give you some interesting holiday information about movies, TV specials, and things like that. So, let's just kick it off, guys.
Okay, we all grew up with certain specials that we watched growing up. So we really didn't cover beforehand. I guess this being post-Thanksgiving or whatever. What specials do you guys remember and movies? Really enjoying and really that stand out. As far as Thanksgiving is concerned,
we were all like prior to the podcast today, we were discussing, some of them offhand and stuff. Obviously, you got your classics that like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
All right.
With Steve Martin and John Candy.
So we're going to go into movies first.
Directed by John Hughes.
Right.
Classic movie. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's a nice, funny, heartwarming film. I sound like an ad, but it's the truth. It's so good. Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. People always talk about a Charlie Brown Christmas, but a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is pretty cool.
That kicks off the season.
Yeah.
Really.
Go ahead, Adam.
No, if you were a little kid growing up, the Charlie Brown special was a must. As far as watching that, you had to. What is it? What used to be on CBS on Tuesday?
Yeah, and
Tuesday. Not Tuesday. What am I saying? CBS, probably 8:00 or something. I remember it was on different nights.
It was so cool because when we grew up, you had the CBS when it was a special presentation.
Right.
You used to have the eye, and then it would turn, dun, 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 and then CBS special presentation. And you got so psyched up for that because you knew this was prior to VCRs and DVRs and all this. So you had to be home to watch this.
Right. And
you were in front of your television at 8:00 when it aired. And it was great. I mean, those are great memories, and it's something that you just you sitting there with your whole family watching that special. You look forward to it. It was fun. But you got any other holiday? I mean, Thanksgiving since it just passed.
Well, I mean, getting back to movies for a minute, we'll go back to television specials. One of my favorite ones was I think it's a little underappreciated. To tell you the truth, was Home for the Holidays. Jodie Foster directed, with Robert Downey Jr., Anne Bancroft,
Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter was in that. Who was the father? Who was the patriarch of the family? What's his name?
I never saw that movie.
Was that her first directing?
No, that was Little Man Tate.
Little Man Tate, right. But that was one of her earlier directing.
Yeah. And what I loved, by the way, Downey plays the gay son, and Holly Hunter is basically she's at a time when I think she's been dumped. She's at the worst time of her life, and all of a sudden she has to go back to her family that she hates. And Steve Guttenberg is the other brother. Right, and he's got a pain in the ass wife, and there's a lot of things that happen, a lot of funny gags or whatever. Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter was in the movie.
Oh wow!
She plays a nutty aunt or something like that.
Geraldine
Chaplin, right? Exactly. So yeah.
This is the thing about this podcast. We're going to throw names out to you. You're going to be like,
yeah,
who is that?
Or movies.
How do you
People
guys
that are younger than us?
How do you guys know this? Why are you giving us this information? Because you never know when it's going to come up.
Yeah, and you never know. And that's a movie that
trivia.
Yeah, I think time is forgotten. A lot of people, unfortunately, haven't seen or forgotten. But it's one of my favorites. There's also Dutch with Ed O'Neill. That's a really kind of obscure, movie where he has to take care of a bratty kid. His girlfriend's bratty kid. Take him across country. Or whatever, and
who was the bratty kid in that?
Ethan Embry.
It was Ethan Embry,
right.
Yeah. He went on to a few good movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in Vegas Vacation. Yeah. He played the fourth Rusty.
Right.
Which leads
right
into the next movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
All right.
To me,
we're jumping straight to Christmas.
hey, what else is
All
there
right,
for
it's next month.
Thanksgiving?
All right,
Really?
wait. Well, we finished up the stuffing and the turkey.
No,
and
it's like God. Can Thanksgiving get any more? It doesn't get any respect anymore. It's just go right to Christmas. No, that's probably my when I had to do my list of top holiday films. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
I just think it's great. I mean, and I think also
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. I think did what's his name direct it? I think it was John Hughes.
No, that was Jeremy.
No, but he produced it. He produced it.
Yeah, well, yeah,
he produced
of course,
it.
Yeah, just like
but it was just good. I mean,
which was and Harold Ramis was the producer of and director of the original, whatever. But it went to John Hughes the second one.
But it was so good. And it's got everything. Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. But it had the spirit of the first movie.
It had and it was just and of course we brought in another new Rusty and and the door
Julia Lewis and future Big Bang Theory
Johnny
Galecki.
Johnny Galecki, right. But it just had a great cast. Diane Lane, I think. Was it Doris Roberts from Everybody?
Doris Roberts was in that,
right? And then
Julia Louise.
What's his name with the cigar?
Yeah, right.
Julia Louise Dreyfus was in it as well.
But we all know who the one person that steals the movie is Randy Quaid's cousin Eddie.
Right,
because
who stole it in the first movie?
Right,
almost stole it.
Right, so to bring him back, and it's just a great movie, and then
right,
and it's just got everything. Great song, great story, the funny moments.
The gags are great.
I mean, it's one of those movies.
They live up to the first movie.
You watch whenever it comes on. You stop what you're doing. You watch it, even though you've seen it so many times. But going into the whole Christmas holiday thing, to me, the film that kicks off the holiday season, and it always comes on Thanksgiving morning locally here for us.
We'll definitely finish with Thanksgiving, huh?
Well, we're going back to it because
we'll go back to
Thanksgiving Day, but it's the original March of the Wooden Soldiers from 1934 with Laurel and Hardy.
Okay.
Thank God it's back on color and back in black and white on television because they were doing that colorization for years.
Oh, I hate the color.
It was so bad, but it's just classic. The comedic timing of the two guys, they were geniuses. The movie is just hysterical, and to me, that would be the kickoff of the holiday season. Watching March of the Wooden Soldiers.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen it since I was a very little kid, so I don't remember I remember Laurel and Hardy more than I remember the March of the Wooden Soldiers movie. I think.
Well,
so. I mean, if it's a classic to you,
it's basically their version of Babes in Toyland.
Yeah.
Which later on, 1960, I believe, Walt Disney did a version of it with Annette Funicello, which is horrible.
I never saw that one.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, if you really want to
talk about obscure,
but if you want to get into that, to me, is the start of the holiday season. And then you have I'm not going to list every film that I like, but my favorites, I would say Christmas Vacation, Home Alone 1 and 2. I count them as really the two's basically the same thing, but it's just in New York, and it was really good. Love Actually, which is my favorite romantic comedy of all time, but it's a great holiday film. If you haven't seen it, it is just good because it's just all these stories, and they all connect in one way or another with all these different people. And takes place in England, in London, and just a great movie. It's the same guy that the same guy that did 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
A lot of it's kind of like I was going to talk about it for Thanksgiving. Getting back to Thanksgiving for a minute, or whatever. I was going to talk about the Friends Thanksgiving episode for a minute or whatever. It's kind of like one of those movies that guys won't admit that they like.
Yeah, I know.
It's guys won't admit they watch Friends, and guys won't admit that they watch.
No, I'll admit I love Actually. And then when you talk to other guys about it, you're like, oh wow, that movie was awesome.
What's wrong with Friends? Nothing's wrong with Friends.
That's why I was going to talk about the Friends episode of Thanksgiving.
Well, the other
Chandler hated Thanksgiving.
Well, no. Speaking of Thanksgiving TV episodes, my favorite TV. I mean, you have your classics like you were going to say like WKRP,
right? WKRP in Cincinnati.
But
when they threw the turkeys from the helicopter.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Right, I have to see that episode. I just saw clips the other day about it. So
my favorite is Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers when Carla has the whole gang
the potluck thing over her house.
because nobody has. and then you think you're finally going to see Vera at the end of the episode, and she gets thrown a pie thrown in her face when she gets to the door, and it's just a great. You could tell they were having fun shooting that episode, and it's shown on screen, and it's literally my favorite Cheers episode.
Does anybody remember the All in the Family Thanksgiving episode?
Yes, I do.
Jesus,
I don't.
Yes, I do.
Remember that.
Okay,
one
that was
sort of the list.
That was when Mike's friend, who basically he didn't want he got drafted, but he was a
dodged the draft
dodger. Goes to Canada and he comes back, and then Archie has his friend over who just lost his son in Vietnam.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
and he comes over for dinner, and then basically it eventually comes out where Archie, because Archie was all about the war, and he didn't, he didn't respect draft dodgers, but Michael's friend, admits it to it, and then Archie's friend says, you'd think he would be upset that he said, no, I'm glad that he's here because my son can't be here, and he says, I would like it for him to have Thanksgiving dinner with us, or and it's a really powerful episode. It's probably one of it really, especially at the time.
And if it's All in the Family, it was probably has a lot of comedic lines, but it has a dramatic slant. Of
and
course,
it was
because that's how Norman Lear framed a lot of his shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, I also want to mention, like I was saying, with Friends or whatever. That was kind of if you're into Friends, or that was the episode with the trifle. Where Sarah, she made the trifle and they said it, and Ross was like, "This tastes like feet." And
is that the same episode where they put the turkey on somebody's head? Yeah,
and it's also Brad Pitt, who was dating Jennifer Aniston at that time, plays his nemesis from school, who he hated or whatever, and he's like a successful financial advisor or something like that. He comes back, whatever, and he's like, he's looking at her, he's like, "I can't stand you, Rachel Green." So they did that whole thing. You also had what's it, a Cosby Show? That was kind of didn't that have a Thanksgiving episode where he was teaching Theo how to cut the turkey? I
don't remember that.
Yeah. I
maybe that's the one I missed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, where he basically they had like to cut the traditional turkey.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
It was either that or learning how to put roofies in women's drinks at dinner time.
Oh, we covered that on the last show.
We covered that on the last show. We're not going to get
wrong. We're not going to get into that one, no.
Come here, Theo. I'm going to show you how to put it in the Jell-O for the time to dessert. Okay. Anyway, that was okay.
So I think that covers pretty much movies and TV specials, series.
But Thanksgiving, anyway.
Holidays for Thanksgiving. So let's go back to Christmas. Let's move on.
Oh, so my other list where I mentioned Love Actually, the other one that I wanted to mention was Bad Santa.
Okay.
Not a film for the kids.
Yeah, but I think we all went to see that.
But Bad Santa from 2000.
It's funny.
2003, and actually it's funny because it came out the same year as Love Actually.
That was a must.
So, and they're totally opposite films. But Billy Bob Thornton is. It's classic, and then the cast. Bernie Mac,
he's basically a fuck up. He's ex-convict.
John Ritter.
Who's basically worms his way into becoming
the small person.
A Santa.
The little person. Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah. Whoa. Canceled.
No, little person.
Oh, okay.
But it's
This the same dude that's in Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yes,
that's right.
Who steals Jim Carrey's.
So it's so good. Bad Santa 2. I think they waited too long.
I didn't even watch that.
It's okay. The only thing, Kathy Bates is in it. She plays his mother.
Yeah,
that's the only good part of the film.
You don't have Warren Graham saying,
she's not
"Fuck you, Santa, fuck you, Santa."
But you got the kid back who's now an adult.
Yeah. And that was weird.
Yeah. So
he's working, I think, at a Best Buy type place or something like that. Yeah.
Right. And now
Geek Squad.
Right. So
let's remember. But rest in peace, John Ritter. By the way.
Yes, he was, and he's great in that. That was one of his last roles.
Someone else passed from that movie.
Bernie Mac.
So
Bernie Mac was the head of security, and he was great in that. Oh,
yeah,
so good in that.
When he beats up the kid
for taking a video game.
No. When he beats up the kid, who's bullying the little kid, whose house he takes over.
Yeah.
And who's the grandmother?
Cloris Leachman.
Cloris Leachman. The late Cloris Leachman.
Does anybody want
Rest in peace also.
sandwiches? I'll make some sandwiches.
These youngsters are like, who's Cloris Leachman?
Yeah. From the Mel
Look her
Brooks. From the Mel Brooks era movies. The Mel Brooks, a real mensch.
No. Just say one word from Young Frankenstein.
What?
Glue.
But she says in German or whatever it is. But anyway.
Part of that scene? Yeah. That's what I remember from. That's the what cracks me up.
Now, I don't know if you guys agree with my list of like some of the favorite ones, but that's my
Probably
favorite.
not.
Then you got honorable mentions like Elf, which I'm not a big.
Elf is good. I like Elf.
Right, that's an honorable
I'm
mention.
not a big
It's an
fan of
honorable
it either.
mention.
I'm not a big.
I know.
Just like you don't like Scrooge.
No.
I don't like Elf.
Well, I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan, but I like him in Elf.
Yeah.
And John Favreau directed it.
Right.
And it's good.
I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was funny.
It's cute because it was like it became like an instant classic.
Right.
Miracle on 34th Street, the original.
Not the remake, because I was an extra in the remake, and if you blink, you'll miss me.
I mean, the remake wasn't bad. It was good, but
the original's
Didn't you
better.
meet Michael Douglas on the set of that?
I met Michael Douglas
But he
walking
wasn't
his
in the
dog.
movie.
No.
He was walking his dog.
He lived right
remember
there.
you saying- Right.
You met Sir Richard Attenborough.
Sir Richard Attenborough. That was a
Right.
great moment right
Now,
there.
I put... Now, you mentioned Scrooge with Bill Murray.
Right.
Directed
Which
by...
I love.
I like that movie.
Directed by the late great Richard Donner.
Richard Donner. I remember seeing that in the theaters, and I thought it was okay. I expected more because I'm a big Bill Murray fan.
Yeah,
Love Bill Murray, but I don't know.
Now, since we're on this topic of Scrooge,
All right, I already have my
because
favorite.
we all know what that movie is based on.
Right.
It's based on Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Right.
Yeah.
And, one of my favorite Christmas movies is A Christmas Carol, the one in 1950s, the black and white one. I forget the actor's name, Alistair Sims, right.
Yeah.
That is my favorite Christmas Carol. But there's other programs that are very similar, or they are A Christmas Carol, but they're done differently. And I'm going to just bring up one right now before I forget. When Rich Little, now for those of you who do not know who Rich Little is, Rich Little was a person that did all these impersonations back in the 70s and 80s and the 60s. And he had his own Christmas Carol special, and he did all these different voices, characters in the special. And that was also an instant classic as well. I think that's pretty hard to find right now.
Yeah, I think if you probably check YouTube, it might be on there.
You might be able to find a clip.
I remember it coming on HBO, which was great, and he basically Rich Little's Scrooge was W.C. Fields. W.C. Fields as Ebenezer Scrooge, but the best was you had Paul Lynde as Bob Cratchit.
Another name that most of our younger audience,
Mr. Scrooge, can I have the day off on Christmas, please? And then it was just like, and basically he was visited by like different ghosts, and I think one of the ghosts was it Groucho?
Groucho Marx?
No, that was Robin Hood. When Rich Little did Robin Hood, he did Groucho Marx's Robin Hood. I'm trying to think who the three ghosts that came to visit.
I don't remember.
Do you remember, like, speaking of that type of era with those type of
What about the Muppets?
actors?
Well, I'm going to get to that.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah,
So,
the
but
different
you guys
Scrooges.
remember it was on HBO, the Red Skeleton Christmas special?
Yeah, he was basically Freddy the Freeloader.
Freddy the Freeloader.
Yeah, that was really good too. That was good. I remember that.
When we were kids, this stuff was on every year on HBO.
But you watched it because it was good.
Right, and these were quality
and these were
specials.
comic geniuses. Red Skelton, just a genius. Rich Little doing all these characters together. Oh, I remember Bob Cratchit's wife was Edith Bunker.
Oh, wow.
And so it was kind of Rich Little doing Edith Bunker as Bob Cratchit's wife, like, Bob, I got dinner ready.
Whose real name is obviously Gene
Stapleton.
Gene Stapleton,
Right.
Who actually was a good dramatic actor.
Yeah, she was.
too.
Yeah.
Just like her on-screen partner, Carol O'Connor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you mentioned that those two versions. My favorite Scrooge, which was from 1970, which is Scrooge with Albert Finney. And it's a musical. I remember they had him. The song. You ever hear the song? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was an Academy Award nominated song. Right. That's from the movie. What's his name? Sir Alec Guinness played Jacob Marley.
These are not the ghosts you're looking for.
Right, he comes back, and the visual effects at the time, and the whole thing, and like I said, they made Albert Finney look older, and
how many versions?
We can keep going.
Countless.
I mean, you got George C. Scott playing Scrooge. Remember the one with Henry Winkler? It was called.
No, I don't remember that.
I'd like to see.
Right, there was one with Henry Winkler. It was called An American Christmas Carol.
Really? When was that? What year?
It was I believe in the 80s. Early 80s.
And the George C. Scott one was also in the 80s.
80s, yeah. George C. Scott was very good.
Wasn't that a TNT one? Nope.
That could have been, yeah. I mean, if you get now, and then my second favorite Christmas Carol is the Muppet Christmas Carol, where you had Sir Michael Caine playing Ebenezer Scrooge.
Right.
There is one scene in that. Now, when it came out, this has to be known, and if you don't know about this scene, after watching this podcast or whatever, you're going to go to YouTube and you're going to type this in. There is a scene in the Muppet Christmas Carol. I don't know how they pulled this off, but they did. And when it came out on VHS, I remember my stepfather paused it and said, "Wait a minute, Beaker just gave the finger to Scrooge." So basically, Beaker and Bunsen are like the guys collecting for charity, and they show up at Scrooge's door, and Kermit the Frog is Bob Cratchit. So he comes, Beaker, and they're like, "Mr. Scrooge, we're collecting that," and he's like, so basically, Scrooge, played by Michael Caine, takes them and throws them out. But before he throws them out, Beaker turns around and goes, "Me, me, 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 me."
Yeah, as I was to say.
And he sticks the finger up, and it's so obvious.
Beaker actually said something else besides me, 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 me.
Right, no, but he literally sticks the finger up, and if you catch it, literally, I'm telling you, you're gonna go on YouTube.
Mike,
now.
play that scene.
All right, Beaker, come along. I think we've taken enough of Mr. Scrooge's time. Oh, dear.
It is classic. But Michael Caine's such a fun actor, and it was nice because they took, and it was the first movie after Jim Henson died with the Muppets. So his son took over, Brian and stuff, and they had the new voice of Kermit at the time, and it was just
Joe
no, I forgot the puppeteer's name, but anyway,
wasn't it Henson's son?
No, but it's such a instant classic, also Muppet Christmas Carol. So those are kind of my and then a Christmas Story.
Speaking of, I'm going to go back to the puppets.
Yeah,
Emma Otter.
Oh yeah,
that's one of my favorites.
Well, I mentioned movies. We're going to get into specials growing up.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that, right. Which that's more of a special. That's not a movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to stay on,
we're actually not. We're sort of kind of.
You want to stay on the movies?
Yeah, we do because you and I just saw recently, which is now on HBO Max streaming.
But that's a special.
No, it's a movie.
What?
A Christmas Story.
Oh, that.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you guys think?
I liked it. It's a
Christmas Story.
Does it live up to the first film?
A Christmas Story.
The sequel to A Christmas Story, which is one of my favorite.
Does it have the same
Christmas
spirit,
movies.
the same tone, the same?
Yes.
Yes, it's very nostalgic.
Does it seem like an actual continuation? Or is it a little bit too much of a deviation? No?
Not much of a deviation.
No, okay. No.
You get all the little nuggets from the first movie, some of the nuggets.
Yeah, and the way it's shot, where a lot of the scenes where they close and open with the circle, that fading, they use that same technique in this. So it's a nice like sequel, companion, follow up, whatever, all the actors from the original are back except Melinda Dillon, who played his mother, because she retired from acting. So they brought in
Harry and the Hendersons.
So they brought in Julie Haggerty, the girl from Airplane. That's all I'll say, as his mother and his grandmother.
The girl from Airplane, who's in her 70s now.
Right? But she was very good in the role as the mom, grandmother. And but the two guys that played his friends are there. The one who played his little brother, the bully.
Right.
It's just It's a nice, and then his kids. It's just a nice follow up.
It's a new classic.
It's a new classic. It's
What else was Julie Haggerty in besides Airplane?
Oh, she was in that movie with
something recent.
No. She was in that movie with what's his name, Albert Brooks.
Oh, Lost in America.
Lost in America.
Right.
Underrated classic.
I remember reading and
Yeah.
that it was that it was such a great movie or whatever. I don't know if you remember, a few years back, Netflix had all the Albert Brooks stuff streaming. I saw Lost in America, and I was like,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just wasn't, just didn't grab me.
But A Christmas Story Christmas, I liked, you liked. I would definitely watch it. You'll enjoy it.
Especially-
I'm going to check it out.
Especially if you're a fan of A Christmas Story,
the first movie, yeah.
which plays like 24 hours on Christmas Day.
But there actually is a Christmas Story sequel that they
Right.
did.
Yeah,
I forgot who was in it.
I never even watched it.
I think it was, what's his name?
Different people.
No, the guy from who narrated The Wonder Years.
Daniel Stern.
I think it's Daniel
Yeah,
Stern.
Daniel
I think
Stern,
it's
yeah.
I could be. I don't.
I
quote
never
me.
saw it.
Yeah, I never saw it because to me
no, it wasn't the original.
no, the sequel. They did.
The sequel
they
made
did
it
a
Christmas
sequel
Story 2.
to A Christmas Story
But definitely
2.
not the original.
No.
Wasn't that direct to video too?
Yeah,
I don't
it was
remember.
one of those direct-to-video things. So
Yeah.
that's never a good thing. So I mean,
Well, that was the live action
So
version.
do you guys have any favorite holiday movies that you look forward to every year? You make your list. Not specials, just movies. We're talking now.
I'm kind of a classic
Yeah, me
guy.
too.
I mean,
Pretty
Wonderful Life. You can't leave that out. You know.
And now everyone's
It's
going to be.
classic.
Everyone's going to be shocked.
Wait. Let me make my list. Of course, A Christmas Story, Wonderful Life. What else? I liked Scrooged. I like that
Yeah.
movie. Christmas Carol, the
How
one
about
from
the
the
Santa
50s.
Claus? The
Santa
Tim Al-
Claus
the
was
Tim Al-
okay. I haven't seen the new
I
one.
think
There's
that's
a
an
new one.
underrated film.
I agree.
And
I
the
agree.
sequels.
original
and
one.
the sequels.
Well, the-
he just
I
didn't
like
just do
the
a
original
sequel, not a
one.
Sequel?
No, he's doing a series now that's streaming.
Oh,
Right.
it's series.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I don't get because he's conservative. With
I
Disney.
wasn't.
I
forget
don't
about
get.
politics.
I don't get how
This is not
Disney
about
still
politics.
lets him
See,
do. I mean,
now the third
they won't
one-
let him do Buzz Lightyear.
I like the first two. The third one was okay with Jack Frost.
Oh wait, another movie that we forgot about. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh at this one. Jingle All the Way.
Jingle all the way!
Arnold, I want the toy. And Sinbad, poor
What was the name of that-
Sinbad.
what was the name of that
Sinbad's in
dog he
bad
was trying to
shape,
get for his
man.
kid?
I know.
Oh,
Sinbad
featuring-
had a very bad stroke, and he's
know.
trying to walk
speech
again. It's
back
been
and
2
everything,
years.
walking
Sinbad was in that
But
movie.
that was a great underrated Christmas movie. Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, but you know how like Conan
Arnold.
O'Brien always made fun of that. his show. They always said when they had. Remember when they used to do the thing like we saw it live, the mouth.
Hey everybody, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's exciting. Yeah, hey
Yeah,
Arnold.
hi everyone. I'm going to be on your show next week. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be, I'll be fantastic. And just like my hit movie, Jingle All the Way.
They used to put the,
Oh,
mouth,
yeah.
the mouths, like the cutouts in the mouth.
So they
and
did-
like the stills.
So he did the Arnold voice.
Right. So he thought it was like,
I want the toy.
my new movie is coming out. Jingle all the way!
I want the toy. Give me that toy.
All right, so you guys are going on. You mentioned it
How about-
on your list, right? You guys are both going to be shocked,
Yeah.
and I've gotten shit for this. I know the premise of the movie. I've seen a scene here and there.
Okay. Spit it out. Let's hear it.
I've never watched It's a Wonderful Life.
Cough it up.
You've never watched?
I've never watched It's a Wonderful Life.
You son of a bitch.
How do you not watch It's a Wonderful Life?
You know what? I have.
Are you American?
Listen,
Jimmy
listen,
Stewart.
I know the
Listen,
premise.
it's on every year.
I just remember Married with Children's
Wait,
version
don't
of it.
touch,
I
don't
go,
touch.
Wait. Time out,
Don't
guys.
touch,
Time
especially
out.
since you haven't watched that.
Hold up,
No,
hold
okay.
up, hold
But-
up 1 minute. Now, everyone thinks that movie is about the Jimmy Stewart character. It really is not. It's about the angel getting his wings.
Mm-hmm.
It is nothing
Clarence.
really. It just seems like it's
Right.
about Jimmy
Clarence.
Stewart and saving the town and all
Mm-hmm.
this and that or whatever. But it's really about Clarence getting his wings.
Right.
There you go. How you like that nugget?
Well, I do know the line at the end of the movie. You know, every time a bell rings, it's the angel's got, and then Jimmy Stewart, looks up and winks and says, "Thank you," or something. There you go, Clarence, or whatever. The angel's name is. But I just never. I remember. Well, you know what version of It's a Wonderful Life?
What?
Married with Children, you said?
No.
the Saturday Night Live version?
No, the Married with
The Saturday
Children.
Night Live sketch?
Married with Children. Where Sam Kinison is the angel.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And he was showing Al Bundy how life would have been. And that's,
I wasn't a big fan of Married with Children, but I remember that episode.
Classic.
I do remember seeing that episode.
Yeah, so I've never seen it. I mean, it's, you know.
Okay. So I'm going to give you not a huge list or whatever, but some things that stand out to me. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Excellent Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
Animation.
Excellent, groundbreaking animation. Great story. Great. I love. Who doesn't love Jack Skellington?
The music.
Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman from the band.
Wait a minute. Is it
Boingo
a Christmas
Boingo.
What's this?
Is it a Christmas movie or is it a Halloween movie?
It's really a Christmas movie.
I think it's more. I mean,
it's the goth Christmas movie.
Right. It's kind of sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of. Then you got let's see, The Ref, which you guys don't really remember the plot of. Dennis Leary. Who's the director of The Ref? Who directed The Ref? Can you look that up really good?
I can look that up. Let me look that up.
Basically what that's about is that Dennis Leary plays an ex-con who is about to, I'm pretty sure he's about to rob a house, and it's a very dysfunctional family that he tries to rob, and he gets involved with their business or whatever. He's hiding out there, and he's got a partner who's a mess.
Ted Demme.
Ted
Demme.
Jonathan Demme's brother.
Very underrated director. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, he directed
Again.
The one with Johnny Depp.
Blow. Right.
Not Blue.
Now I think that was his last movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, he blew Blow away.
Right. And Dennis Leary spoke very highly of him after he died. So, and I just remember that movie being very funny. So if you have a chance, get it on digital, watch it on whatever streaming service and all that. Let's see, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh,
you
yeah.
mention that?
Well, the movie itself.
Well, The Grinch. The Grinch?
The one with
Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey, Ron Howard directed.
Would you consider that a classic?
Yeah, I liked it. I think, when they first showed this trailer and you actually saw Jim Carrey under that makeup that took hours upon hours to do, he was fantastic as the
I got to
Grinch.
tell you, my daughter was so scared of the Grinch, that song at the beginning. And the way it's deep and it's like, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
She used to get so scared of that
From the animated one.
from the animated
one.
TV special.
Right.
Which was
It's dark. It's kind of dark. It is kind of. It does kind of have a darkness to it. I saw on the list. I'm going down the IMDb list a little bit here. I don't know if you saw the new Shazam movie. Did anybody see the new Shazam?
Yeah, I
movie?
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
That takes place in Christmas time, doesn't it?
Does it really?
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
It does, yeah,
Now this
But
this
is it
goes
really
into a
a
sidebar.
Christmas movie?
Now this kind of goes into a sidebar about movies that people consider Christmas, but others wouldn't call them Christmas movies.
Right.
And
I see where this is going.
What's the biggest one? What's the most famous movie? The most iconic movie?
I don't know.
The debate.
I'll give you a line from the movie.
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's right. Die Hard.
Okay, folks. Is it a Christmas movie?
Well, it takes place around Christmas time.
I think that if you took the Christmas party aspect out of that movie, it's just a great action movie or whatever. It takes place around Christmas time or whatever, but
However,
with the score and you hear the bells.
Right.
They have the bell on the score
and
and all
let
that.
it snow at the end credits and all that. Yeah.
And I think he knocks down. I think the Christmas tree falls, is set on fire or something like that at the Nakatomi Christmas party or whatever. But I don't know.
I have a gun now. Ho ho ho.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Rest in peace, Alan Rickman. Which goes back to Love Actually, too. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
different role for him in Love Actually.
Okay.
All right, so we're on that thing. Mike thinks you think it is.
Okay.
In a way,
I would say in a way.
It's overlooked.
I guess you could say it's a new Christmas season classic.
it is on the Rotten Tomatoes list as a Christmas movie.
As a
so-
Christmas movie.
in the
for
top
what
10.
that's
so.
worth.
All right, so the other ones.
But the other debate is, I would say, and I was
Yeah.
talking to you guys in the kitchen about this.
Yeah.
I would say that Lethal Weapon 1 is a Christmas movie too. In that case, If
That
Die
has
Hard's a
some
Christmas-
truth to it.
If because that took place during the Christmas season, and it really has kind of the Christmassy feel to it, or whatever. Even though it takes place in L.A. also,
That's true.
But if you're gonna say Die Hard,
You
as a
gotta
Christmas
say
movie, you
Lethal.
gotta say Lethal Weapon 1 is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So now, if you got others that are on the list, you got from 1984 Gremlins.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Now,
the present was for Christmas,
and
right?
it takes
Right.
place at Christmas,
Yeah.
and everything and stuff. So I guess it is a Christmas movie.
By the way, for our YouTube viewers, in the comments section, if you want to debate this, if you want to argue against it, for it, let us know. Let us know in the comments.
But first, before you comment, you must like and subscribe. Follow us, like, subscribe, and put your comments in. It helps the algorithm. Thanks.
And then the other film that we were talking about earlier, prior to the podcast, Trading Places from 1983 with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, directed by John Landis.
I would say that's a Christmas movie because it's almost like it almost has kind of I don't know. I guess it's. I was going to talk about Nicolas Cage and the Family.
I mean, Dan Aykroyd dresses
Somebody
as
who-
Santa
that is a
Claus.
hum-
a fish out of water story. The fish out of water story, and
Dan Aykroyd
Dan
dresses
Aykroyd
as
loses everything.
Yeah, he dresses as Santa Claus. He puts a fish in the suit. Remember?
Right. He's eating a sturgeon.
It's
or something
Christmas.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You're a dead man, Valentine.
and then when
I'll make you a bet, Mortimer. Our usual bet, $1.
Pay up, Mortimer. I've won the bet. Here, $1.
Pork bellies. I knew it.
so
Another great performance
so
by
are there any
Dan
other
Aykroyd.
ones that take place at Christmas that you would consider
How about horror movies that take place at Christmas?
Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Silent Night, Deadly
There you
Night.
go.
Yes, classic. I would call that that's definitely a Christmas.
That's the,
movie.
yeah.
Because Santa Claus is a killer.
Oh, and then there was
a
also
mentally ill guy.
Isn't there a new
Just
movie
wait,
coming out?
No, then there was
It's a horrible movie.
Wasn't
as
there,
far as
wasn't there one in the 70s that was
Black Christmas? Black Christmas?
No, Tales,
That's on the list too.
No, Tales was it an old Tales from the Crypt with Joan Collins? Well, that was, remember there was one where a deranged Santa was coming.
There's been a few deranged
All right,
Santa
yeah.
movies
There's a
as
new
well.
movie too, I think, with
Fat Man, the Mel Gibson movie.
Hey guys,
I
there's a
think
new movie.
that takes place around Christmas too.
No.
There's a new movie coming out. I'll have to look it up.
I want to see that one.
With the Santa Claus, like a bad Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, with David Harbour.
Yes,
That's right.
Who played
right.
Hellboy? Was on Stranger Things.
right, and he was also in Black Widow.
Right.
And he's
right.
gonna be in the upcoming
Yeah.
team of the
Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of he'll be cast in that. Oh, he is in that. But he's a good actor.
But
He
he's
was in
not
Black
playing.
Widow,
He's not
so-
like some actor or something and playing Santa. He's actually Santa Claus in the movie.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Right. But
yeah,
Santa Claus is like
Yeah.
kind of like a soldier almost, kind of like that Mel Gibson movie Fat Man. Right. He's kind of like he's protecting a family or something like that. That's what I gathered from the trailer. I don't know. I've got to see the movie.
Right.
Whatever.
So I mean, those are the ones that came to mind. That,
Mentioned going
Yeah.
back to horror, Black Christmas with Margot Kidder, Olivia Hussey, Andrea Martin, who was also in one of the remakes. And I would just like to point out, if you're a horror fan, and I'm a horror fan, the first remake, I know remakes, I thought was actually Black Christmas wasn't bad, but the original is still the best. It's very 70s. It was a small Canadian film, and if you love horror, it's simplistic. Like I said, it's 70s. and there's not a lot of special effects in it or whatever, like practical stuff. But it's fun if you like horror, and it's nostalgic, sentimental, if you like that. But what else? What else? Friday After Next.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
saw it.
I actually saw it in the theaters. Out of the Friday movies,
Oh wait, Friday. Duh.
Yeah, I like that one with
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, no. Friday After Next with Ice Cube and Mike Epps.
Right.
And it's really good.
Well,
It
takes place during
it's a
Christmas.
Christmas
I don't
movie.
remember.
It is funny. No, it isn't.
I think I saw the first Friday, and after that, I checked out. I just didn't-
Friday After Next, I liked it. I actually liked it. It was funny. It's very funny.
I forgot that it was during Christmas time.
Christmas, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's Christmas in Compton, California.
No, but it's good.
Mom's cooking chicken in Compton. Anyway, variation on the Run DMC song. Anyway, which was also featured in Die Hard.
So anyway, yeah, we were talking about next
Movies.
Friday, Christmas movie, but
Christmas
we
movies
can't.
remember
We
and
can't talk about
are on this
Christmas,
list.
Adam. We can't talk about Christmas unless we talk about Rankin Bass, the specials of Rankin Bass. I know I'm like
All right,
screwing it up. Sorry.
We'll go back to movies. We got a little bit to finish up in movies, but we'll get to the specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the specials.
The Rankin Bass specials, I mean, if you're our generation or even prior, the Rankin Bass specials are just your holiday season, you have to watch them. They're classics. I mean, you have Santa Claus. My favorite is 1970s Santa Claus is Coming to Town, where Fred Astaire is the mailman, and it's the whole story of how
He's like the narrator.
He's the narrator, and it's just, the songs are great. The stop motion animation.
Right, that wasn't claymation.
No,
Right,
stop
no.
motion
There was animation.
Stop motion animation. And so the whole premise of how Santa Claus got to be.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which was earlier than that, 1964.
Then that's the one with Burl Ives.
Burl Ives, yeah, Holly Jolly
Right,
Christmas
right.
and Silver.
For those of you who don't know, Burl Ives was, he sung the Classic song. Classic song. What's classic?
Classic.
What's classic mean?
I don't know. He sang the classic song Holly Jolly Christmas.
Holly Jolly Christmas. He was, I guess, character actor.
Yeah, he was the narrator.
I just saw him on Night Gallery.
They made him Sam the Snowman. So they basically, whoever the narrator was in these Rankin Bass specials, they made the character look like that. So when you watch when you watched Sam, you saw Burl Ives. You saw that
The beard.
Obviously his own voice. Same thing. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It was Fred Astaire. It looked like him, and it was cute. And then Mickey Rooney was the voice of Santa.
That's right.
That I
Santa
don't
Claus.
remember.
Right.
Yep.
Then later on in 1974, you had The Year Without a Santa Claus. Which is one of my. I have my favorite holiday specials growing up. And
What about Frosty?
Well, yeah, Frosty. Frosty. You had the narrator was Jimmy Durante.
Wow.
Cha-cha-cha.
Right, and then they had the sequel, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, where Frosty gets married to Crystal, and the narrator in that was Andy Griffin.
Who played Crystal? Who was the voice of
Shelley
Crystal?
Winters.
Right,
Shelley
I knew it was
Winters,
somebody
wow.
famous.
Shelley Winters. So they got some big names to do the voices at the time.
By the way, everyone is dead.
That's
All
so
these
wrong.
people are fucking dead.
That's so wrong, man.
How horrible is that?
But The Year Without a Santa
This
Claus...
is supposed to be a holiday.
But the Year Without a Santa Claus was
it's sad.
The Year Without
It's funny.
But The Year Without a Santa Claus, what makes that one classic is, and people love the two characters of the Heat Miser and the Cold Miser.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
Wow.
Right, and then you had Cold Miser, which was, I think, Dick Shawn. It was Dick Shawn
Dick Shawn.
And it's just classic, and it's where it's basically...
Put one foot in front of the other.
Well, that's from Santa Claus's
Right.
What was Dick Shawn from?
Classic songs.
Not Bewitched, right? No, that was, he was one of the Darrens.
You're
right?
thinking of Dick York.
You're thinking
or
of Dick York.
Sargent.
Dick York starred Dick Sargent.
Both
right.
Dicks.
What was Dick Shawn from? What did he do?
Well,
Isn't it? Wait. Back to that whole Dick York, Dick Sargent. Why did they pick two dicks?
Sometimes...
Anyway, back to the holiday special.
Okay, we're getting going.
better than one. Ask some women,
All right, I'm not going to get
some
started on that.
some
But
loose
anyway,
women.
but those Rankin Bass specials, some of them
Canceled.
Some of them were terrific, like Rudolph and Frosty. And then you had, but they didn't. Not every one of their specials was stop motion animation. They did animate it, like Frosty, and then Frosty's Winter Wonderland, and then they had 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Keith,
And who-
I can't sit here without saying the one thing I need to say.
What?
I want to be a dentist.
I just want to be a dentist. That's what Hermie the Elf wanted to be. He just wanted to be a
Like
dentist.
John Voight or Tim Watley on the Seinfeld Christmas special. I mean, Thanksgiving special, sorry.
But it was cool, like and then it was the Night Before Christmas with the mice. So they had all those, and then they tried to bring it into the 70s, late 70s, early 80s with more of them. Like they had Frosty and where they actually teamed up Frosty and Rudolph, Frosty and
I remember that,
Christmas
yeah.
in July.
Yeah.
And it was like a movie, and it was too long.
What
Then
about
they-
Little Drummer Boy?
Little Drummer Boy is one of the worst. The animation's horrible. You got torture going on. You got stereotypes galore in that. It's actually, if you look it up, it's actually ranked as one of the worst.
Did you say torture?
Torture.
There's torture in the...
In
Wait,
the show.
are you mixing that up with the Santa Claus Mad TV spoof?
No.
You guys remember that? You guys remember the Mad TV spoof of Santa Claus coming to town from Mad TV? Oh, that was hilarious.
Well, anyway, a lot of the Rankin Bass specials. Then you had, remember the Rudolph Shiny New Year?
Oh, yeah,
with the baby with the big ear baby with the big ears.
Yeah.
And
New Year
then
Baby.
who we mentioned earlier, who was the narrator of that one, who played Father Time, was Red Skelton. See how the podcast, these names are coming around again.
Also dead.
Also dead.
So wrong.
But then
It's sad. It's so sad because this is the thing about this generation and our generation. The people our parents grew up with and watched come up as character actors and entertainers and superstars went into our generation.
That's right.
yeah.
Up to our probably our early 20s, our mid 20s, our early 20s.
Yeah.
And this generation is not going to have that.
They don't have that now.
They don't get it.
It's not the same.
They don't get it. Like why we love Frank Sinatra just as much as our parents.
And,
Why-
and Sammy.
Right.
And Dean Martin.
Right.
The Rat Pack.
The Rat
Right.
Pack.
Right.
Or comedians from the
They
Why
don't
we
have
know-
that.
or Don Rickles.
They don't
as a
have that
comedian.
now.
Why we know
Yeah,
who
Rickles.
Imogene Coco was, Sid Caesar,
Yes.
Carol Channing.
Channing.
Our parents taught us well.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Well, it's not just
And
our
our
parents.
grandparents.
That's not just our parents.
And our grandparents
This
and aunts
stuff,
and
these
uncles.
people in the late 70s and the mid 70s and the early 80s were still on television.
They were still relevant.
right.
Yeah, they appeared on episodes of The Love Boat, but they were still relevant.
Audrey
And Bob
Meadows.
Hope.
Audrey Meadows.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Audrey Meadows from The Honeymooners was Ted Knight's nemesis on Too Close for Comfort.
Yeah, played the mother-in-law.
Right.
She
That's
played the
right.
mother-in-law. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been watching those episodes lately. So
Speaking of
I
the
will.
honeymooners, I got to bring this up.
Jackie
it's part-
Gleason.
I got to bring this up. Speaking of the honeymooners,
Yeah.
I just rewatched
Yeah.
the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh my God.
you got Art Carney in there,
Our kind
and he's doing his business.
I love it. I love
the
it.
guy's
I
like,
think they really.
What are you doing? He's doing
So,
this.
They added to that piece of trash.
So we got to
They
get
made-
we got to get some big names at the time. Let's get B.
Right,
Arthur
right,
also.
Be awesome.
B.
And she
Arthur.
sings. She's a bar mistress.
Right. At
What do you want?
right at the cantina at the Mos Eisley.
That's
was that,
right.
Was that Mos Eisley?
Yes, I believe
It was
so.
Mos Eisley, right?
I think so.
I can't.
Right.
I can't.
Right. But if you guys want to see a hilarious take on that, you have to look up Cinema Snobs. Cinema Snob is this guy that reviews
Cinema Snob?
No, Cinema Snob.
Cinema.
Cinema Snob.
Ci-
The guy's real name is Brad. He dresses up in a black suit and he reviews everything from porn spoofs to like 70s, like obscure 70s movies. And he covered the Star Wars Christmas special plus he has a supplemental
It was
one.
called the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Right.
Star Wars
The Star
Holiday
Wars
Special.
Holiday
From
Special.
1978.
Oh, wait, can I just explain? Can I
We know
explain
it's
this?
5 days.
Can
I just-
if you go on any list or you ask anybody
Right.
of really bad holiday specials,
But-
the Star Wars Holiday Special is always number
Can I
one.
explain the Star Wars
Yes, since you're the
holidays?
Star Wars aficionado.
Right, I just want to say, like,
Let me
you
just
have to
explain
check out,
this,
listen,
please.
You have to check out that you guys. Promise me. This is your homework. Watch the Cinema. Look up
I'm getting
Cinema
homework.
Snob.
Wait, can I take notes?
Look up the Cinema Snob Holiday Special. You will not regret it.
Cinema.
The Cinema Snob.
Cinema or cinema?
Snob. Cinema.
Cinema.
Cinema. Cinema Snob. Okay.
Anyway,
This guy is hilarious because he watches Carrie Fisher so bombed out of her mind singing the Life Day song.
We celebrate a day of peace, a day of harmony.
And he says she has no idea where she is.
let me explain.
Let Mike get into the holiday.
Let me
special.
Plus, he
explain.
reviews the commercials that aired.
Mike, get into the holiday.
Let me explain. All right. George Lucas did not want this thing to ever be shown again. He had things destroyed, but people had bootlegs, and of course, with YouTube, we get to see it. So that's how I got to see it. And the thing is, it celebrates Chewbacca and his family. And we start off seeing Harrison Ford and Chewbacca, played by the late Peter Mayhew, and it's so cheesy in the spaceship. It's like really ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you see
Harrison Ford does not want to be there.
No. Then you see
No,
Chewbacca's
no.
family.
He's contractually obligated. You can tell.
Cut to Chewbacca's family. His father, his wife, and his kid, and all you hear is. All you hear them doing, no subtitles. We have no idea what they're saying or doing. And then they're trying to get Chewbacca
Carrie
home
Fisher
for his holiday.
Carrie Fisher is so. I don't know whether she was on Oods or Coke or a speedball or a combination or whatever. You can tell.
Crack his whack.
She is in outer space. Yo, rest in peace.
She's really high.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. And Luke?
In a galaxy
Luke
far,
has
far
makeup
away.
on.
Oh my god, his makeup, the eyeliner.
Yeah.
You know, they explain that, though. They explain that.
And not only that, you could tell it was like tacked on.
I watched some
His
clips.
inserts. Yeah,
There's a
you
reason
can tell
why
it's
he had
tacked
all
on.
that makeup
Yeah.
on.
Is that because
He had the very bad car accident.
Was it a car or motorcycle?
It was some sort of accident.
Yeah, that's why he looks
that
different.
ruined his
the car
face.
accident,
That's why Mark Hamill looks different. That's why Mark Hamill looks different in an Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly.
Right.
So they put all this makeup to cover up the scarring.
Yeah.
But you can see the eyeliner, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, you got more makeup on than Princess Leia. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to more
Harvey Korman,
Christmas
the cooking
specials.
segment. What the fuck?
Whip, stir, whip, stir. Come on, faster all together now. Cooking can be fun.
It was a cooking segment, right?
That's right.
Harvey Korman?
Yes.
You know what? You know what's so funny? The actual cast of Star Wars, you could tell they're contractually obligated. They don't want to fucking be there. But B. Arthur and Art Carney and Harvey Korman actually put in the work.
Yeah, right?
They really actually seem like, I mean, they're going towards the twilight of their careers. And all
right,
that.
but that's
We
enough
all know
about
it.
the Star Wars
It was
special.
a paycheck, but still, it's like they're the ones that work hard in that special.
We got Norton and Maud on the cast. But you were talking about Mark Hamill. A good holiday special, a new one that I literally watched this morning, and you watched it. And if you have Disney Plus, you can catch it. Is the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special? It's really good. It's about 40 minutes. And well, it's most of the cast from the Guardians movie, and it's pretty cool. And there's a special appearance by a very famous celebrity. I'm not going to mention who, but he's definitely a big part of the whole plot. And it was done really well. It was enjoyable. It was very funny, and so it was kind of nice that how James Gunn, the director producer, was able to kind of bring back that style of an old school special.
So James Gunn directed
it too. So
I guess this is before he jumped ship to DC.
Right, because he's doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah, but he's also now he's
the head of DC Studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but when we're talking about holiday specials that were good growing up, one that Adam and I and Mike knows about it also. From 1977, and this was another one of those specials. When we were kids, you stopped what you were doing, and you made sure you were home that night to watch it because it only came on. You couldn't record it. You couldn't go streaming it. And it was Emmett Otter's Drug Band Christmas from Jim Henson. Songs from Paul Williams did the music. The effects at the time where they're on the river and it just everything looked real and it was all puppets, it was all Muppets, and it's just really cool. It's a classic. And Kermit the Frog is the narrator. But the thing is, I remember when it finally came on DVD to buy, I bought it, and that they cut out parts of Kermit. That he's still part of it, but he's only in the beginning.
I don't remember.
And Kermit is.
Did Kermit give the flipper?
Whatever. No, but he's the narrator.
Pourquoi?
And it's a great thing. So if you ever get a chance to watch it, Emmett Otter's Drug Band Christmas, it's a classic. And then of course Charlie Brown Christmas from '65, which is the embodiment of the Christmas special.
All the Charlie Brown's holiday specials were great.
Well, but if it wasn't for the first one, you wouldn't have any of them because it really started. That was the first one. It kicked it off because then after that you had the Great Pumpkin, you had Thanksgiving, you had the Great Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown, all those.
Okay.
So, but the Charlie Brown Christmas is classic. These are like the animated, specials and stuff that were just fun.
And it's so much part of pop culture. Yeah. Like if you get like a bad Christmas tree, everybody goes, "Oh, it's a Charlie Brown Christmas tree."
Right. And
I got a rock.
Okay, so do you?
Oh wait, that was the Halloween special. Sorry,
but I'm saying those are the really great holiday specials. I mean, do you guys have any others that you grew up with that you liked? I mean, you mentioned Mr. Magoo.
Right, Mr. Magoo.
Yeah,
I loved Mr. Magoo. As a matter of fact, I remember last year looking for it all over TV, looking for it all over streaming, cable. I could not find Mr. Magoo. Now
Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo. Yeah, he basically does.
I hope it's a special edition. If there's a special edition, I'd buy that.
Yeah, he does a take on A Christmas Carol.
Yeah. It's very 70s. It's dated. Yes.
Is it 70s or 60s?
It's all dated.
60s.
You said 70s. Look it up.
Mr. Magoo?
Mr. Magoo's
Mr. Magoo. Let's look it up.
Christmas special.
Okay.
Yeah.
The songs are they're dated too, but they're memorable, especially if you grew up watching that special.
Yeah.
Every Christmas. And it's a different take on an animated Christmas.
What year, Mike?
Special.
Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol is in 1962.
62.
With Jim Backus from Gilligan's Island.
Jim Backus, right. Jim Backus plays the voice of Mr. Magoo. Who always played the voice of Mr. Magoo before that horrible Leslie Nielsen movie in the 90s.
We're not going to mention that.
No, we don't mention that.
I did anyway. We're not going to mention the thing that I mentioned.
Anyway,
allow myself to introduce myself.
We're talking about the Bob Hope specials too.
God.
Remember those?
Oh God!
Oh my God! For those of you who don't know who Bob Hope is,
I don't remember him. I just remember it was a luau Christmas. Was it like a luau Christmas one?
I don't remember. Bob Hope was a big
all I know is I don't know if you
40s.
could check it on YouTube. One of the last ones he did before he died, and you could tell that he was so bad, physically sick.
He was
and
ill.
he did a thing on Jack Frost.
He was,
and it was so bad where Dolores, his wife, is kind of like guiding him.
But I have to ask a question. Yes. This is coming out of left field. Was Jamie Farr in one of those specials?
Had to be. Wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know, but what other?
There's a custom mash.
What?
Right, there's a custom mash.
Come out, Lonnie Anderson. Come on, Ann Margaret.
Brooke Shields, come on
out.
Come here. Brooke Shields, look at her. She's 12 years old. Look at her ass.
But you knew, and then the thing is,
cancel.
No,
you like me in my Calvins,
right? But I'm saying every year, it's the Bob Hope Christmas special. It's the Bob Hope Christmas special. The 83rd version of the Bob Hope Christmas special.
That's why when I was a kid, I was like, oh
God.
Yeah.
All right, now
was there a Donnie and Marie Christmas special?
Yes, of course there was. Yeah. Everybody had a Christmas special.
All right. Well, now was it yearly? Was it annually, or was it?
I don't know, but I mean, if you really want to get into the roll-in of really bad holiday specials, I got my top 5.
What?
Okay, well, number 1 we mentioned already, Star Wars Holiday Special from '78. Mm-hmm. He-Man and She-Ra, a Christmas special from 1985.
I don't remember.
Look it up, kids. It's bad. It's really bad. And I was such a freaking Masters Universe. I was such a He-Man Masters Universe fan that when I saw this, I'm like, what the hell were they thinking? Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer from 2000.
Oh, great song.
Horrible song. Horrible song and horrible special.
It was animated, right?
Yes. Horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned, and I put the Bob Hope Christmas specials. Number 5, let's see if you guys remember this, and this is actually, you could see this on YouTube. Mr. T and Emmanuel Lewis in A Christmas Dream from 1984.
I pity the fool that don't like Christmas.
It is so bad, and there's appearances by, I think, David...
was that the one Lisa Welcher was the babysitter or something?
I don't know. It's so bad. It's like this kid doesn't believe in Christmas. I don't know. It's just so bad. But all these people that were like stars at the time.
Was this in the
up.
80s?
Yeah, 1984.
They were all on coke. That's
it was
why.
so bad.
They were all coked out.
So bad. So
I
bad.
pity the fool who don't bring some coke to the party.
Hey guys, let's make a Christmas special. But first,
so bad. So bad.
Late 70s or 70s and 80s are all coke.
Yeah, all coked out.
But, I mean, there were, but there were some good TV episodes.
You know what I would have loved to see?
Get some
I would have loved to see an Al Pacino Christmas special. Hooah! Merry Christmas!
I got to tell you, TV shows that I grew up with that did good Christmas episodes. Like Happy Days always had a good one. The one where
the classic one.
Well, the classic one is when Fonzie actually doesn't realize the man dropping off the package was his father. And right, but that one
I don't remember that
with
one.
all the Christmas trees because that
I don't remember that
have a
one, but
leather
I
jacket?
think
I forgot.
But I think the first Christmas season episode, I think, was the one where Fonzie, like, he said, "Oh, I got my family," blah,
and he's
blah, blah,
opening
blah.
up the can.
Yeah, and he's opening up the can of tuna in the garage,
the beans or whatever it is. Yeah,
right, or beans or whatever it is, and it's sad. He's
right.
How do you guys remember this?
Because we were Happy Days fans.
And I'm thinking, where the fuck is Chachi?
Right, but this is early. No. This was early Happy Days. This is, I think, I think when he's still wearing the blue
jacket.
The blue, yeah, like that's
the white. No, the white. The beige.
The beige. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When Happy Days was like more serious.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
the one that wasn't in
the Odd Couple did a version of A Christmas Carol.
I remember that. Yeah,
there wasn't.
Remember that.
And that was okay. A lot of shows did a version of A Christmas Carol. You had the one with on Sanford and Son.
You big Debbie.
I don't remember the Odd Couple. I don't remember
the Odd Couple and the Sanford and Son was also a take on.
I'm sorry, I don't remember all these.
But it's been a long time. But some of them were really good, and some of them were just like what. Now, one show that continuously always did good holiday specials, which is in my top 3 of favorite TV shows of all time now, is The Office. The Office holiday episodes are the best.
Oh, they had
I remember the Secret Santa. I remember the Secret Santa one.
Classic.
Where Michael also wanted to be Santa.
No, that was another episode. Every year they did a Christmas episode, and they're all good. They're all good. Remember Cool Santa? Cool Santa. They're all good. But the first one was the Secret Santa one.
Right, Secret Santa.
That was but they're good. Those are really good specials.
Yeah.
So some of them are really good, but it's just funny when you look through history of all these shows. A lot of them did takes on A Christmas Carol. I think it was even a Family Ties one.
Probably.
That Michael.
Oh yeah.
Where it was where
he was a Scrooge type.
Alex was a Scrooge type.
I can't remember.
And Jennifer had that bad cough.
Yep.
Did Newhart do one?
And the only thing they had was a wheelbarrow for transportation.
Did Newhart ever do one?
And Alex was so rich, he had a helicopter, and it landed on the wheelbarrow, and he crushed the wheelbarrow.
I don't know. I don't know if Newhart had
I don't remember.
But Newhart still ranks as the greatest closing of a TV show of all time.
The Dream.
Oh, God. If you folks have never watched Newhart, it was a great show with Bob Newhart in the 80s where he was an innkeeper. But the last episode of Newhart is beyond classic. We're not gonna give it away. No,
okay, all right.
No. We want to.
You can look it up, kids.
We want our audience to watch it.
Yeah. Watch the clip.
But let's just say it connects Bob Newhart's character with another Bob Newhart character, and it was just pure genius of how to end the show. So, it's a little off track, but we were talking about really good. Specials.
Sidebar.
Also, I know this is a holiday special, but Keith, we have to bring up the passing of somebody who was big in the music industry and was in a classic movie. I know it's a little off topic, but you want to bring that up.
So this, I guess, we're going into a small version of this week of
In memoriam.
You know who died? Which the late great Irene Cara. She was only like 63.
63, too young.
We don't know the cause of death yet, but she was in the movie, the 1980 movie Fame, and she sang the theme song, which was nominated for an Academy Award. It didn't win, but then she later won the Academy Award for Flashdance, What a Feeling, 1983, the theme song to that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she was also good in that. I was telling Mike about it, and I think it's a classic. I like to watch it at least once a year or everything. I love DC Cab.
It's really good.
Another
DC Cab is a classic comedy, and she actually right, and she plays herself in it.
You forget that she did that dream song.
And she sang the song from the music. She did the music for DC Cab, and it's a great movie, and she played herself.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun comedy.
It wasn't a Christmas movie, though.
No, it's not a Christmas movie, but we're talking about Irene Cara.
With Adam Baldwin in one of his rare comic performances.
Yeah, after My Bodyguard.
Right, because he usually plays he went from My Bodyguard to DC Cab to fucking Full Metal Jacket.
But it's funny, we mentioned Mr. T, he's in DC Cab, a little off track. Bill Maher is Max Gale from Barney Miller.
That's right.
The great cast.
Max Gale in DC Cab?
Yeah, he played the guy running the cab company.
Right.
Yeah. So
that was after he lost his hair, right?
I think the movie's from 1984, I believe, DC
It's
Cab.
in the mid-80s.
It's in the mid-80s. A great movie. And you know who directed it. You're not going to believe who directed it.
John Badham.
No. What's his name? Joel Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher. Talk about whole. Joel Schumacher was known for the Lost Boys.
Eclectic.
Yes.
Career.
Lost Boys. Batman and Robin. I don't know if I want to mention that, but really, no, good movies. And he did DC Cab, so he was all over the place.
Okay.
Joel Schumacher.
All right.
Anyway. But the holiday specials, those are really bad. You guys got any other bad holiday specials that you remember?
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that. I don't remember any bad holiday specials off the top of my head that I remember watching. I just remember, wasn't the Kiss holiday special or the Kiss movie or whatever take place on Christmas?
I don't.
There was a really bad
so.
Kiss Christmas.
No. You're thinking of. I know where you're going.
Are you thinking of the Kiss movie?
No. With the Phantom.
The Phantom.
No, but you're also
didn't that take place on Christmas?
No. You're thinking about
I'm sorry.
You're thinking about when Kiss performed on the Poland Halloween special.
That's right.
And Peter.
No, I'm not actually. I was thinking about a separate movie.
Well, on the Halloween special was when Kiss came on and Peter Criss performed Beth.
Oh, okay.
All right, kids, I got a kiss for you.
Who are these guys again? What's with the fucking makeup? I heard they hate Jews. The Jews ruined my career.
I can't. But
so
anyway.
I kind of like them. Get those boys on the stage with the fact. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say the F. I'm not going to say the expletive. I'm not going to say the expletive.
All right, whatever. So,
canceled.
But anyway, any other specials you got?
Well, did we talk about Batman Returns as far as a Christmas movie?
No, we did not.
Oh wait,
no, we did not.
Wait, now that's another thing. A lot of people consider that a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people consider it one of the best Batman movies too.
Yeah.
Now, Michelle Pfeiffer in that outfit. Let's face it.
Which we all know it wasn't. She wasn't originally the cast as Catwoman.
Well, I remember
it was Annette Bening, but then
was it?
Yes, it was Annette Bening, but then she ended up getting pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So they went with Michelle Pfeiffer.
And what was that actress? She
Sean Young.
Sean Young. She
went a little nutso.
Well,
she wanted it so bad that she showed up at Tim Burton's door
like a cat.
Yeah.
Meow.
Well, I think, but she was with James Woods, weren't they? Coked up back then too, like they were like codependent.
I don't know.
And they did that movie The Boost.
I don't know.
Anyway, Another sidebar.
But Mike, you got any specials that you remember?
No, that's it, really.
But the one thing I wanted, being that this is a holiday special, but we're not just going to talk films and movies and stuff.
Well,
it's well, go ahead. I'm
well,
sorry.
no, I just want to say a few other honorable mentions and kind of suspect stuff.
Okay.
That you probably heard of but never saw: Christmas with the Cranks, Just Friends, Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck, James Gandolfini, and congratulations, Christina Applegate. I'm sorry that you're suffering from MS, but she was in that film too. Krampus, Polar Express.
Polar Express is
Polar
good.
Express,
That's
yeah.
good.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that was what's his name who directed that. Who directed Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Now,
Robert Zemeckis.
Zemeckis, right.
I wasn't crazy about the movie. I just there's people that love that movie, but I think there's other people that just
it's you know what it
it's
was
groundbreaking
because of that
animation.
Because of what it was, he took that animation and then
Right.
a few years later after that.
They perfected it.
He did it. He did his version of A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey as Scrooge.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Some of these are not just suspect; they're bad.
I saw you got 4 Christmases.
Four
on it?
Christmases.
That's not a bad movie.
I
like it.
Four Christmases too.
I like it. It's not bad.
It was made before every thing got woke and the jokes wouldn't be appreciated.
It wasn't bad.
Never
It
saw
wasn't
it.
bad.
Stuff. Oh,
Good cast.
No, it's
Never
fun.
saw it.
John Favreau's in it.
Robert Duvall.
Yeah. What's the premise of Four Christmases?
Basically, they
Let
have
me
to
guess. There's 4 Christmases.
Well, they got to
go
visit.
to different
They got to visit both families.
Different families. Oh, okay.
Vince Vaughn
And Reese
I heard about
Witherspoon.
it, but I never saw
Reese
it.
Witherspoon.
play a power couple.
Yeah.
Who get diverted? Their vacation plans for Christmas get diverted. They're gonna go out. They're gonna go to a tropical island or whatever, but they can't. So they end up having to go with their families who are, like kind of redneck and kind of white trash a little bit on one side, and the other ones. I remember the white trash ones more. I remember
Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall.
Right, Robert Duvall, like John Favreau. He's a wannabe extreme fighter.
Well, yeah,
and he's really
and he's
obnoxious.
and he gets him the satellite dish. And he tries to install it on the roof.
Right.
Oh my
Vince
god!
Vaughn,
I'll have to
it's
check it
hilarious.
out.
It's
fun.
It's funny. It's got its moments.
It's a fun movie.
It has its moments.
And
funny.
what's her name? The Broadway singer. Cute. She's got the high pitched voice.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Kristen Chenoweth plays kind of her. Let's say promiscuous, slutty, whatever you want to call it, sister, or whatever, and it's fun.
All right. So what else?
Reese Witherspoon's sister. There's a lot of gags in it that are fun. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Ernest Saves
I knew you were
Christmas.
going to mention that. I knew you were going to mention that. I can't. I can't.
Which
I can't.
Ernest one?
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest
I will admit.
It's
I actually saw Ernest Goes to Camp
okay.
when it came out in theaters.
Okay, this was on an IMDb list. Have either of you guys seen Ernest Saves Christmas? Even on a bet?
Probably not.
I saw Ernest Goes to Camp.
I just
in the theaters, but I never saw Ernest Saves.
This is one of those movies. You hear the name, the title, and some people consider this a classic. They might, even if it's bad or whatever. I don't even know the premise of it. I don't think I've ever seen it, or whatever.
I guess Ernest has to have a connection with Santa. And he
Mike
has to save
mentioned
Christmas.
it before.
I guess he's got to save Christmas.
Okay, one last one. Mike mentioned it before, and I agree. You've seen him, Mike? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Years ago.
Who's in that?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh.
He made it pre-Iron Man.
Okay.
It's kind of in the main. It was made by Shane Black. All right, and despite what you think about Shane Black now or whatever, it's a great.
What, he directed Iron Man 3.
Right. You got people who actually were involved in Lethal Weapon and Die Hard who made this movie or whatever. Who work with Shane Black or whatever. And basically, the premise of it is that Robert Downey Jr. is a down-and-out petty thief, right? And he goes to Hollywood. He ends up literally running into an audition. All right, and he ends up in Hollywood, and he gets involved with Val Kilmer, who's a detective, gay detective, right? And there's all types of, and there's just a lot of it's very funny because Robert Downey, because he's a doofus. It's basically they're going back and forth, him and Robert Downey Jr. and Corbin Burnson is in it also. He's a corrupt politician or something like that, and Michelle Monaghan, she's fantastic in the movie. It basically lampoons the industry.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the Hollywood industry, but it's just it kind of I think it's more relatable for people that.
Explain why it's a Christmas type.
It is.
Movie.
It takes place during the Christmas season.
There you go.
The movie starts off with Robert Downey Jr. running into a department store in the middle to steal a toy for his kid.
Right.
And when he's running away from the police, he runs into the audition, does the audition, and he thinks he's getting the part, goes to Hollywood, and hilarity ensues. Or whatever.
That's it.
And he pisses on a dead body. And that's always funny.
I just think the title's kind of cool because that's actually
Dude, you gotta watch
that's a James Bond song. Okay, well, Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was a Bond
I'm not
song
gonna swim in
that
it.
was supposed to be used in Thunderball, but all they used was the instrumental in Thunderball, which is funny. It was sung by Dionne Warwick.
Yeah. Well, you have to see this movie.
All right.
It's ridiculous.
Now the thing is, I know you guys are Jewish. I'm Catholic, but you guys celebrate Hanukkah. You still got gifts. I celebrated Christmas, but. It's a holiday special, but it's also nostalgic. Do you have some favorite Christmas memories and toys or gifts that you got growing up with?
Wait a minute, we didn't even talk about why there aren't any more.
There's no Hanukkah. We got
There's
one
no
movie.
Hanukkah specials.
We got one thing. We got Adam Sandler. That's it. We got a song and we got a crappy animated movie.
Oh yeah.
Yes, also Sammy Davis Jr.
It's a fun animated movie. It's a fun animated movie.
Well, Sammy could have done something, but he never did.
Wait. Was it 12 Days of Christmas or 12 Days of Hanukkah?
No, it was called 8 Crazy Nights.
Where are you? What kind of Jew?
He's
the Jew, and he don't even know the.
Well, it's not exactly like.
No, he's not a Jew. He's
not
Jewish.
Exactly,
he's Jewish.
I'm still waiting for the Hanukkah Harry special.
Hanukkah Harry.
Where the hell is John Lovett's Hanukkah Harry special?
Harry.
On Shlomo, on Herschel.
But all we got is Adam Sandler in a crappy movie.
But the Hanukkah song is classic.
Come on, you got we
I bought you a coffee ring.
We control Hollywood. Come on,
Santa. This will make you feel better.
Let's get a Hanukkah movie. Come on.
Hey, kids. Look. Did you bring us toys? No. Slacks.
Slacks.
Don't worry, you'll grow into
Have some Hanukkah gelt, why don't you?
You'll grow into them. That is one of the funniest Saturday Night Live sketches. I mean, even Keith has seen it. He knows how funny it is.
No, the funniest Saturday Night.
No.
The funniest Saturday Night Live skit ever is Sabbath Price is Right. With Tom Hanks.
But we can't get into that.
We can't get into that now. That's another time.
By the way, as far as Hanukkah Harry goes, rest in peace, the late great Phil Hartman, also who was in Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
So underrated as a performer.
Yeah.
So underrated.
But do you have some great memories and stuff of toys? I mean, I have my
Evil Knievel.
The one that you wind up, right?
That and the Tyco trains. I love the Tyco trains.
I have
RC cars too.
I remember
the radio control cars were great. Yeah, I had one from Radio Shack.
From Radio Shack.
Those
wait.
Okay.
The Hess truck's back.
Well,
come on, the Hess truck.
Well, the thing is, no, but you're gonna laugh. I've collected
the Hess trucks.
I've collected the Hess truck for the past 20 years. I didn't do it this year because I have to cut off because
about the oil cartels.
Because I don't. Enough is enough already. I'm gonna have a museum soon of all the Hess trucks.
Yeah, you got 37 Hess trucks.
I've got Hess trucks too, actually.
But the gifts that I grew up that I got for Christmas that were really cool were the knock it. No, like where the hockey. Where the puck and
the knock hockey,
and it was also Crossfire, which were the two guns on each side of the board, and you would have and you'd have to shoot them. Right, the Rockets. Right, but Crossfire was great. Games. Number four on my list of top favorite Christmas toys was the Tyco building blocks, which was Tyco's version of Lego. I would be sitting there hours upon hours building stuff. I would take my action figures.
What about Lincoln Logs? Remember Lincoln Logs?
Yeah, Lincoln Logs, but I'm talking like my favorite. No, Lincoln Logs are great. You can make your forts and your fortresses and all that. The Adventure People sets. The Adventure People was Fisher-Price's version of having one guy on the motorcycle.
And
they had the guys in the van. They had the guys in the kayak.
Yeah.
Those were great. They had the Safari set. So that was their version of action figures. It was called the Adventure People.
I think I had a boat. I think I had the guy in the water skis.
The water, yeah.
Brought him into the tub.
Right, you put him in the tub. Right, you put him in the tub. No, but it was the 70s and early 80s. The Adventure People sets were huge. Number two, which I know anybody my age had, which was huge, was the Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
I remember
I wasn't into them.
and I remember getting.
I had a friend down the block that had Arab.
I practically had.
I'm 3 years older than you
but the
guys,
thing is,
so,
right?
you know.
Every action figure I had, which was the first one to start it all, was Manny Faces. Was the one that had the 3.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then eventually, the only thing I didn't own because my mother just didn't get it because she's like, "Where am I going to put this thing?" I never had Castle Grayskull. I was pissed.
Castle Grayskull.
I was pissed about that.
Now, was there a Castle Grayskull and there was also He-Man's?
No, that was no. It was Castle Grayskull was He-Man's headquarters. You had where Skeletor was,
Skeletor?
where you had that purple mountain with the dragon.
Right, what was that called?
Oh god,
It was called the Purple Mountain with the dragon.
Skeletor's Lair.
Yeah, you don't have to look that up.
Was it Skeletor's Lair? Or whatever. Anyway,
yeah,
but the
Skeletor's
number
Lair,
one
whatever.
favorite Christmas toy, and probably is my favorite memory, is getting the Nintendo system. Because what happened was I couldn't. My parents were very hard at keeping surprises from, because I always wanted to know what I was getting.
My parents didn't believe in surprises.
Right. So anyway,
They just,
So what happened was the year that Nintendo got big, it was very hard to get.
Right.
And so I remember that Christmas I saw a big box under the tree, and I'm thinking it was that.
Mm-hmm.
And I rip it open, and it ends up being a coat in a box.
Oh,
and my
boy.
mother and my stepfather were like,
nice.
and I'm like, I thought I was getting, Nintendo. My mother's like, no,
Thank you.
It's very no. She says we're trying. Every place is sold out. Blah 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 blah. So
We'll get it for you for your birthday.
so a few right. We'll get it right. Your birthday, down the road.
Birthday's
You're
coming
right.
up.
Your birthday's well, that's 6 months down the road, lady. So anyway, a couple hours passed. My mother's like, "Go take a shower," blah blah blah.
That's like Scrooge.
Right. So
that's going back to Scrooge.
So wait. So
What is that? Is this choo-choo, Daddy?
So I'm in the.
No, it's 3 pounds of veal.
So I'm
You ungrateful bastard.
I'm in the shower, and I get out. At that time, they must have did it where they took the gifts and they put them outside the door. So there was a little basement area. So all of a sudden, around 4:00 or whatever, the doorbell rang, and my mother's like, "Go get it." See who's at the door. And I open up the door, and there's a big long box with 2 small boxes. I'm like, "What's this doing here?" My mother's like, "Well, maybe it's from the neighbors in the front. Maybe they left us something because I know they were." And what happened was my stepfather must have went down to the basement and quickly and did that
And brought
him up and put him there.
Right.
So she's, "Well, why don't you just open it slowly and see what it is?" So as soon as I open it up, I saw the end.
And I'm sure
And
your
I-
mom
And you freaked out.
And I
You
freaked
screamed.
out.
to see,
and I
wanted you really to build it up. And really see the
right.
expression
And
you
she
said.
says, "Yeah, because you can't keep a freaking goddamn surprise." My mother was like, "God rest her soul," and
Yeah,
it
God
was,
rest her
and she was, it was. You couldn't ask for a better surprise. It was probably the best surprise gift I ever got in my life. Best Christmas gift ever. And then it was 2 games. One was Karate Champ, which was my favorite arcade game, and then it was Spy something.
Spy Hunter?
No, not Spy Hunter. Elevator Action, which was the spies in the elevator shooting or whatever. And that was my stepfather's favorite game. So he actually got a game for himself. But for the next week or so, that's all I was doing. Because
Right.
I had time off from school anyway. And I was in front of that TV playing that Nintendo till
I just want to
and it
bring
was
up
so cool. So cool.
What are you going to bring up then?
I remember one year in the mid 80s, one of the most, not for me, but for a lot of kids, there was like this crazy quest to try to get Cabbage Patch dolls for the girls.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was all over the
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
People were fighting
Yeah.
in the stores. It was like the movie Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
It was just
Well,
like
they
that. I
basically
remember that.
probably based that movie on those.
Probably.
experiences.
The Cabbage Patch craze.
It was
Right,
nuts.
the Cabbage Patch. But
I remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want to. I remember one year, I got a combination of over different nights. I got some really cool stuff. Maybe I'm blending the years together, whatever. But I got Stompers. Remember the Stomper trucks? You put the battery in it. The little trucks, the battery operated.
and they would kind of move around, like this way and that.
Right. And you had the plastic bridge or whatever that it went over, and it would go over plastic logs or whatever, and that was fun.
You could change the track around.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And also, one year I got a Spider-Man helicopter thing. I actually kept sneaking into my dad's closet every night before Hanukkah.
Oh, come on. We all did that.
To look at it, to like say, "Oh wow, oh man, Spider-Man, it's Spider-Man attached to it. It's a helicopter, Spider-Man helicopter." You put Spider-Man was actually had a battery. You put a battery in Spider-Man, and you actually put him into the helicopter, and the helicopter blades would spin.
That's cool.
Oh wow.
I wish I still had this. Would be worth money.
So wait, is that the only gift that you sneaked on that you saw? Because I have one that
I probably snuck around.
No, there was one that the one that I snuck on
Yeah.
because my mom would obviously keep all the gifts in her room.
Right.
So one night she went out and I knew you know what it is because the way it's wrapped, and this was the time, yes, folks, of albums, and it was the wrestling album.
Oh, jeez.
Because it was just so you know what this was mid-'80s and the wrestling phenomenon with the music and all that.
Did you have the thumb wrestlers?
No,
Did you have the thumb, the one that goes on the thumb?
No, I didn't have that. But the wrestling album, was huge. It was huge at the time. So I remember
Who was
getting
that? The one with the
Who was the
Hulk
Russian
song on
wrestler?
it?
Who was the Russian wrestler?
Kovalov, Nikolai Kovalov.
No, I just remember I had one. I'm pretty sure I had
the Iron Sheik you had.
I'm pretty sure I had Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
and I had a Russian one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was probably Nikolai Kovalov,
yeah.
the one who couldn't sing the Russian national
That's
anthem
right,
so
yeah.
bad.
Other than that,
Yeah.
one of the coolest gifts. I got two really cool gifts. I remember. I got the F-14 G.I. Joe Tomcat. That was was about Top Gun Maverick. That was the plane. That was the was the jet. And my dad hung it up in my room.
So you were big on you were big on G.I. Joe.
Yeah, and you know what's the coolest thing about that? There was a slide feature, like a spring feature, that you slide it and the wings would like actually
and they would
come
open
out.
up?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Right. It was a very cool gift.
Yeah, these kids today, they don't know. They're in front of an iPad or this and that. They're not using their imagination of building fortresses and this and that with action figures. It was so cool.
Mike, here it is. Want to talk about state of the art?
All right.
I had the Casio. I got the Casio SK7 keyboard
is that the one with the sampler?
Yeah.
Wow.
Never learned to play the fucker. I drove my parents nuts doing the same.
My big gift was ColecoVision. That was a big one.
I can't remember if I got. Because
ColecoVision was right before
awesome.
was right before Nintendo.
Yeah,
and they had Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers, and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong.
That was the big
Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to do a shout out.
And Popeye.
I didn't have Popeye.
Popeye was cool for ColecoVision.
There was a Popeye game.
Yeah,
Popeye game.
Yeah, you basically what it was you had to rescue olive oil from Bluto, and Bluto was throwing stuff.
Bluto
at Popeye.
or Brutus? No. Didn't he have two names?
No, and you had no.
Yeah, he did.
No,
Yeah.
And you had.
I think they changed it.
No, Bluto. Well, you had
for the movie.
You had to basically. It's kind of. It's like the same premise as Donkey Kong, where you have to remember. So remember. So Popeye. Yeah, it was kind of like the levels,
right?
But there was parts where if Popeye got the spinach, he'd get that super strength, and he would knock Bluto out. So yeah.
Anyway, with that being said, we're coming to the end here.
Are we coming to the end?
Yeah,
already?
we're coming to the end already. So
I just want to say that on Saturday I saw The Fabelmans, which is the movie based on Spielberg's early life. We'll get to that next time, I think, right? Or do we have time to give you an early review?
No, I don't think we have time, unfortunately.
But there's one thing I do want to say. This is a holiday special, and I know you guys since college, and that's how we met. And when I moved out and I got my first apartment, I would throw a holiday party every year.
That's
right.
And
I had a little apartment.
I got the bagel wheel.
I had the
bagel wheel.
I had a little apartment, but it was cool because I had two doorways. So my kitchen, I mean, you name the spread, it was out. Hot food, cold food, and it was good times. And and it was just better times. And people need to do that. They need to get together with their friends and just.
Especially in these times of uncertainty.
Yeah, and uncertainty.
Inflation.
And we had some good times. And we'd always do a Secret Santa.
That's right.
And and for many years I would always end up getting Mike's wife, Lisa, she had me as the person to get a gift for. And I always ended up getting the coolest freaking gifts from Lisa because she's like, "Well, Keith, you're easy. We know what you like." So it was either Frank Sinatra or James Bond related. But then one year, I think you got me a James Bond book also.
Yeah.
Or something, or I got you.
Which you didn't appreciate, you bastard.
No, but I got you something too. But anyway. But I still have it. I can still give it to you. No. But I'm saying
care.
No, I have it.
He's got it in
I
triplicate.
have it in there.
Oh, you do have it?
I have the book. I showed you last time in my book.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But anyway, those were just good times of having.
So wait, was
those
one of my
holiday
Secret
get-together.
Santa gifts the Andy Sedaris?
No, that was me to you.
You guys got me Munich. Once about Spielberg. You guys got me Munich one. You got me American History X
Yes.
1 year. I love that movie.
Yes.
That's a great movie.
It's a fantastic
Ed
movie.
Norton.
Not a Christmas movie.
No, no,
Not a movie for kids.
No,
either.
one of
No.
Ed Norton's greatest performances. And you got me Munich.
And
And to quote Seth Rogen, who is in The Fablemans, I'll get to that next time. We kicked ass in Munich.
but the greatest box set that this man ever got from us was the Andy Sedaris collection. That's all I'm going to leave it at that. And if you people out there saying, "Who? Andy Sedaris?" Yes, those
Look
movies.
it up.
Yes, those movies that would come up those movies that would come up 3 a.m. in the morning on Showtime.
And some of us.
Pat Morita in Do or Die.
Eric Estrada. Basically, anybody who's washed up was in those movies.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. So this
Anyway,
was fun, Mike.
We're going to wrap it up now. So just remember, if you're watching on YouTube, to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we appreciate you. And we'll see you next time in the near future for episode 3.
No, we'll see you next year.
Next year, okay.
We'll see you next year.
Next year?
Yeah,
Really?
well, this month's kind of busy going into December now.
Anyway, let's say
And
goodbye
and I'll give you a full review of The Fablemans. I got a lot of notes here, a lot of things to cover about that movie.
Anyway, happy holidays and happy New Year, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.